So this is the interview on NBC. So real quick, they've been married. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith been married since 1997. Okay, and they've been like the power couple, right? If it's not Beyonce and Jay-Z, they talk about this couple that this is the example that we should be looking at. Look, long time ago, all of that good stuff, right? But now,
hey, what up, Bruiser?
hey, what's up? But now in her book, she released a book. This is what happened. She released a book, people read it, and now they interviewed her on the book that she released, that she published. So in the interview, they were saying that, sorry, Jada said that she was exhausted. So her and Will were very exhausted by the time 2016 hit. That's when they filed the separation. So from 1997 to 2016, she claims that they were exhausted. So they filed for separation, right? She also explains that she didn't want to break the promise by getting a legal divorce. No matter the reason, she would never divorce. They've been married since 1997 and have been faking commitment during the last 7 years. They live separately. Now, faking commitment literally is because they post a lot of pictures together showing that they're together.
Even that picture didn't look like she liked him. I'm looking at the picture. This picture right here doesn't show that. Like he looks like he actually like cares for her, but she look like she cared about him. That's sad.
So they've been living separate for the last 7 years. They've been
Wow.
separated for the last 7 years, and she said that she would never divorce him, no matter what the reason is. So she's trying to keep her promise, which is weird. It is weird. So it's kind of like, because you know us, we're not big on divorce. We know people, it happens or whatever, but like she's not divorced, she's separated. So it's kind of like, okay, well, you're not divorced, but you're separated. So it's like, what do you think about that?
It's honestly, man.
And they show that they're working together with the kids, even though we're not gonna talk about the kids today.
Yeah, yeah.
But they work together with the kids. They're there. They support and everything. So
I think they failed, and what's going on is what's going on to a lot of relationships, right? So he didn't get a prenup most likely, so he don't want to lose half his check, and he's more than likely hood of not ever getting a divorce because he's that type too as well, and because he want to be looked at as a failure, and she just want to be taken care of for the rest of her life, and he allows her to do whatever she wants to do and get away with it.
August
So
Alsina
yeah,
was
so
part of the. So we all thought they were married. So when she had that relationship, I mean, they are still married. When she had that relationship with August Alsina, they were actually separated.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they already agreed to live separately. So she didn't really do nothing wrong, according to
yeah.
Will, because they already said that they were going to see other people.
Yep. And this is facts. Me and my wife was talking about this the other day. It says biblically of a wife steps out, you supposed to divorce. And that's facts. And we was talking about that yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling them what happened is the man that committed adultery and the woman, they got stoned to death like that. It wasn't we weren't playing those type of stuff back in ancient time and stuff like that when this stuff happened. And this to stop people from messing with other people's wives and stuff like that. And it kept men from messing around, and it kept women from being out there in the streets, right? So as a culture, man, we going, and this is the reason why they had such a hard, what I mean, penalty for doing it, because look at how we live in it today. It's Mr. Steal Your Girl, all this type of stuff.
And he's still preaching that same tone.
Yeah, like we doing it like it's nothing, man, and we can't be doing that type of stuff, man, because the only thing it does is create chaos in the society. Now she feel like she has all these options. She can go mess with August and all this type of these people, whatever, right? But August ain't trying to put a ring on her finger. How many times August said, "Hey, I wanted to marry you," but he was so in love with her, right? But he didn't tell her, "All right, well, get you a divorce then." Even though I don't think he should be doing that anyway. But he didn't tell her, get a divorce and marry me.
He probably could have.
But he didn't do that though. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, if you love somebody so bad and you want to be with somebody so bad, why not marry them? Why not have them have your last name? You see how quick you changed your name when we got married? You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff means something.
I've heard there's some ladies who get married and they don't change their name until they feel like it. The longest I've heard was 3 years. And I'm like, why are you waiting so long? And you just go to the social service office real quick. Like that means, what are you afraid of? If you don't trust him or just trust being married, then you don't have to rush to get married. Some people rush to get married because they got pregnant, and then some people get rushed to get married because their friends are married.
Yeah.
So if you're not ready to change your name, and I mean right away, because that's when it should happen, then don't.
Yeah, man. So it's kind of crazy, kind of how this stuff's on. Yeah, man. It says, do y'all see the Red Table Talk with the mom where she said she never wanted to marry him around that time?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, man. There was, and she wanted to walk away. And that's what I'm saying. Even that picture, man, it shows it. But her mom was like, "You'll be a doggone fool if you don't marry him," because she was looking more at the money. She was looking more at the security, and she was looking for the thug. She was looking for the Tupac. Right, but Tupac wasn't always like that. But Tupac changed. Tupac changed because women, you know what I mean, he had, I guess, a little taste of the red pill, I guess. You know what I mean? A couple women, you know, he was being all nice and sweet too, like his mama taught him. And then they kind of did him dirty. Then he was like, this is how I'm going to be. And he started noticing he was getting more women. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Charles said, married people have gotten divorced and later decide to remarry each other. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. Will and Jada can be separated for 10 more years and still come back together if they decide to reconcile. But I think it's too far. I think
it's been 7 years already.
Yeah, and a lot of times when those two people do come together, they get a divorce again. Or some people, what they do is they don't get remarried, but they just stay together, and they feel like it's more easier just to be together rather than married for some. It's weird.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
People are weird.
Being separated is better than getting a divorce.
Mm-hmm. I would say that, but man,
because people are just getting divorced. They're like, nah, bump that. Ain't no separation. We're not gonna think about it. We're done. And then they just end it, and then they get remarried. Like which Charles said, they get remarried again. Mm-hmm. So I mean, they've been separated for 7 years is a long time.
Yeah.
But being separated is way better.
Yeah, but it's man, honestly, if you separated, you shouldn't be cheating. You shouldn't be messing around with somebody. You should be getting yourself mentally ready to go to the, you know what I mean, get back into that relationship.
Right. You're supposed to be working on your relationship. That's what the separation either is for you to think about. Should you finalize a divorce? But you should not be messing around with nobody.
Yep, man. He said STDs wouldn't exist among us. Yep. And if ancient holy laws wasn't practiced. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, I mean, shout out to it's always from on fight. It's your main fault. Yeah, man, it's facts. And this is why they said over 50% of the population have herpes and stuff like that. There's a large percentage of people having these venereal diseases because we just mess around with each other, men on men, women on women. Then everything is everything now, and this, you know what I mean? It's just we all wild. So now they giving the shots. What's that shot called? I used to work in an immunization. It's for HPV for warts and stuff like that, whatever, right? If your kid ain't a certain age, they tell you to get the shot so you don't get warts because of all these different diseases coming out, man.
And then that shot is only up until a certain age. You can't get that after a certain age. It was like 25, 26, something like that.
And Jada, she's so sloppy with it. So if they had a deal to cheat and all this type of stuff, they could have did that under the table. Right, this stuff with August should have never come out. I never heard a story about Will Smith cheating, you know what I mean, with another woman or something like that, right? Maybe a man, but we never heard about a woman or something like that. Whatever we heard from, you know what I mean, people making rumors about that.
It was never confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I mean, he been holding it down. I didn't even know they were separated for 7 years because he's still been there. He might have been acting like he was there.
That's what they both were doing. They were taking pictures like that.
Yeah.
Like every time they went out. So they both held it and respected each other in that way. But
his ass a good actor, boy. I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He said, that's what I was about to say. Why can't people just stay together? If you need a break, just take a break, but don't violate the covenant. Exactly,
just take a break. Go in the other room.
We got some deep people in here tonight, man.
When you go in the other room.
Yeah, man.
You go in another room and you make it what you like and you just indulge into that. And then you still have to work on yourself. You don't just indulge into that and then you act like your partner don't exist. You live together. So you have to work on it. Sometimes, taking that break, and I'm talking about mental break, because sometimes, you're so angry about something for a long time and you don't know how to talk. Yeah. You gotta pause. Like, let's start over when you're ready. Okay, it might not work the second time that you had the conversation the third time. But when you guys have that real conversation, have it and don't have all these emotions attached. So sometimes it does need a little time, but it don't need no 7-year separation. Yeah. Don't even file separation. Figure that shit out. No one has to even know. Because now you gotta go back to court and say, I want to separate. And why you want people in your business? Like, keep it to yourself.
And now it's making that red table talk when she was talking about she cheating on him and blah 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 and all this type of stuff. It was like a more of a show because of you've been y'all not been together all this long and you just talking about I'm just with him because I don't want to get a divorce, right? Yeah. You don't want to really you ain't sorry for that type of stuff. Like, you wanted to do all that stuff, right?
Obviously. So all jokes aside, their story is deeper than what social media is revealing. Yeah. So facts. She wrote a book. Yeah. So if you want to know,
ain't gonna be. It's still ain't gonna be in there. Ain't gonna be in there.
And that's what she's saying.
She's trying to make some money so she can pay for it. No.
Listen. She want to make a book. People like to read. So if you want to look at a story, it might be a whole bunch of lies, but
yeah, man. But that's why, man. Honestly, in my first marriage was terrible. I'll be honest with y'all, right? Like, she was very disrespectful. She did not clean. She wasn't cooking well and all that type of stuff, right? And I stayed in that marriage and stuff like that because of the Bible, what the Bible said. And I wasn't gonna get a divorce until she stepped out. When she stepped out, cool. I had my grounds for divorce. You know what I'm saying? And I left right after that. I didn't cheat on her. I didn't do none of that type of stuff, right? So you got to make sure you holding your covenant down. That's just being real. And the Most High bless you. If you ain't doing what you're supposed to do, the Most High ain't gonna bless you with nobody good because you're not ready for nobody good because you're gonna do them dirty. You know what I'm saying? So you have to make sure you doing your spot, you doing what you're supposed to do. So when that person is ready and stuff like that, and that's he's preparing for you to get and you can teach them stuff. You know what I mean? It's a lot of stuff I taught my wife now that I learned in my first marriage, and that made our marriage better, right? Because now I know certain things not to do, what to do, and all that type of stuff. So, you just being able to be transparent and make sure you follow what the laws of God say. So
that is true.
Okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a home, this ain't a phone. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold.